grab your bowl of suppositories and settle in for another episode of Jumbled, brought to you by Audible. Head over to audibletrial.com/jumbled and get your free 30-day trial and a free audiobook. They've got over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. And you know, I haven't looked, but I'm fairly certain somebody's on there talking about suppositories. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jumbled, your favorite podcast about nothing. I'm Zach.
I'm Jonny.
How's it going, John?
John, wow, we're official.
I called you John last week. I'm going to start calling you. I'm going to get more and more official every week. I'm going to call you Jonathan, and then...
Oh, you're going to just go right to Jonathan. I was wondering if you're going to go Jonathan.
Jonat. No, I'm going to stop at Jonat, actually.
Jonat?
Yeah.
Jonat.
How you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm doing well. I had vacation, and then I came back to a short week where I went on a mini vacation again.
Man, dude, look at you.
Yeah. And then I have to work a full week this week, which is real devastating.
Yeah, back to life, back to reality. That's what that song was talking about.
Yes, exactly. Back to reality, and Monday hit me in the face like a 2x4.
Dude, it's been a Monday, that's for sure.
But then next week, I only got to survive 3 days.
That's nice.
And then I'm off to Denver.
Oh, what's going on in Denver? You gonna get high?
I mean, it is legal there.
It is legal, but I mean, it's legal where you are right now too.
It is legal here too.
I don't know why you're not I don't know why I don't answer your Skype call and it just looks like you're in a cloud all the time. Honestly, and that's what it should look like.
Because it smells bad. That's what the outdoors are for.
You think pot smells
edibles. Bad? I mean, I've never smelt it and been like, I think burning pot smells bad. Fresh pot can smell pretty good, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
I have appreciation for that smell.
Sure.
But I've never smelt it on someone, or if someone's smoking it around me and been like,
yeah, it's
give
not
me some
really
of that devil's lettuce.
Right, it's not really the same as the smell of a campfire or something like that.
Or a cigarette.
You think a cigarette smells good?
Oh, I love the way a freshly smoked cigarette smells.
Screw
Not when
that.
it's sitting on someone. When it's sitting on someone, it's gross. But someone lights up that first puff.
No, dude.
Love
Can't
that
get
smell.
with it, man. You know what? I actually will say, I do like the smell like a Black and Mild, that's more of a cigar, like a Swisher Sweet,
Yeah. Up here in Canada, you can get weed, but you cannot get Swisher's Sweets anymore.
Really?
There's no flavored tobacco in Canada anymore.
That's crazy.
Which, yeah, it fucking sucks, because you know what I used to love? Prime Times.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know? They have them in States. I used to get them all the time.
Oh, I'm sure they do. But you want to know something about good old Zach? I have never, ever, not once in my life, smoked a cigarette.
They're not cigarettes though. They're little cigarellos.
Okay.
So
well, I've never done that either.
This is the progression.
But
So
I have
start
done
with a
hookah,
big
so
cigar.
I can't say that I haven't done tobacco at all.
Yeah, there you go. So you start with cigars, right?
Okay.
Because it's novelty and big, and everyone wants a big cigar and be like, "Oh, I'm tough. Look at me, I'm cool. Let's celebrate. Let's have a cigar, garbage ass cigar, but we're celebrating. So yeah,
right.
And then you're like, this is probably too harsh. And you don't want to smoke a cigarette. So then you go to, a flavored cigar, like a Swisher's. I can't even say it. Swisher. I mean, I am struggling today. Swisher.
Yeah.
Sweet. Swisher sweet.
Yes.
Swisher sweet. Swisher sweet.
There you go, man. That's got to
So
be
then-
part. That's got to be part of a tongue twister somewhere, right?
It's really fucking me up. As professional podcasters and a professional speaker,
Sure.
Swisher Sweet is a fucking struggle.
Dude, I think if you say it enough, if you say it a few more times, then you become the spokesperson for them.
Maybe. Swisher Sweet, if you would like to sponsor me, even though you can't give me your product and you can't sell your product in my country, hit me up at johnny.jumbled@gmail.com.
I
It'll make it
wonder.
worth your while.
I don't know what advertising laws are for tobacco for over podcasts, but hey, you know what?
Interesting, yeah.
You know what? I know you can't do print ads and you can't do TV
You probably-
spots.
Ooh, what an interesting question. I wonder if you can. Can you do? I would assume they'd count podcasts as radio, and I don't think you can do radio ads for it either. So.
I don't know.
Well, you could sponsor me personally. So you can have them in Canada.
Sure, you just can't buy them.
You can't buy them. So you can go to the States, buy a shit ton, bring them back.
Oh, okay.
Happens quite a bit.
It's legal to have them.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
So you go from the big fat boy cigar that's way too overpowering.
Sure.
And then you go to the Swisher's Sweet, which is, like a medium size, a small cigar, but it's packed full of sugary goodness.
Sure.
So then you adjust to that, and then you find the flavor you really like the vanilla or the cherry. I think there's another Swisher's.
I'm not sure. I just like the smell of it. All I was saying is I prefer, like, if I'm gonna smell tobacco.
Yeah. Well, let me finish my progression to addiction here on you. No. So then you fall in love with the flavor. And then you find something with more packed flavor, which takes you to our dear friend Prime Times, which are about this. They're a cigarello. So it's a cigar the size of a cigarette, packed full of flavored goodness of cigar and a variety of fruit and other tasty flavors.
Okay.
And then you go to that, and then you find out that, man, these fucking things are really expensive, or they're hard to find, or they're kind of annoying, so you have to unwrap them all. And then you end up at a menthol, and then you realize that, menthols, although are the superior cigarette, there's a stigma around smoking a menthol. Like, you're less manly or tough or strong or something. I don't know, which I think is dumb.
So then you go to Virginia Slims, and then you're doing it out of, like, the big Cruella de Vil, like, cigarette holder.
Yeah, well, that's when you first go to cigarettes. You get a big holder filter, because then you think it's better for you.
Yeah.
And then you just slowly, that filter gets smaller and smaller, and then you go to no holder.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, you're rolling your own.
Yeah.
It's like part tobacco, maybe some belly button lint, no filter, and you're just sucking that back nonstop.
Eventually you mix it with, like, gasoline, and then you inject it in your ass. Like, that's where it goes after that, right?
I'm a big believer in the power of hooping things, and you know what I say, Zach? You gotta try everything 3 times to make sure you don't like it, or you really like it.
You know what we need to do?
This is another shirt, is what that is.
No, we need to make a book of Johnny sayings. and every page starts with, you know what I say, Zach, comma, whatever else. If you're not 2 knuckles deep, you're not clean, or whatever it is.
A great one to live by. See, it sticks.
It does.
Yo, audience, if there's any of you that want to comb through 100 and some plus hours of Jumble podcasts and find all my great one-liners and start putting them together for a book, I'll cut you in on the profits, baby.
Boom.
Boom. Boom, boom.
You're at least gonna get 2 people that buy it, me and Johnny.
Exactly.
That's minimum.
What? I could see that going to #1 bestseller on Amazon.
Yeah.
New York Times bestseller list. Here we go. One-liners with Johnny.
Johnny's one-liners.
Oh, I wonder if I've created categories. I'm really intrigued by this. I might have to quit my job and go full-time podcast and just listen to 100 and some hours over the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
And just come up with this book.
Dude, if we're going full-time podcast, then we're going to need to step our game up and start doing video and stuff like that, which is something we've been saying we need to do. And we still
That is true. Yeah. Well, we're high achievers here, okay?
We're overachieving to the max, man.
Just in different areas. It's
true.
Okay.
That's true. Well, the thing about it is we have to stick to a schedule. We have to set aside a time every week, and then we have to get like a couple weeks in advance recorded to give enough time to do the video editing for release as well.
That is true. How far in advance do you think Joe Rogan records?
Joe Rogan's got a team, so I doubt he does. Well,
it's
in his
like
video,
the same day almost, right?
yeah, in his he does a lot of live. He does a lot of YouTube live and stuff like that too. So, but I think his producer just has like a bunch of cameras set up, and he can switch in between them on the fly just by pressing buttons.
Oh, that's cool. Does he have a control panel?
I'm sure he does.
He's got a dude that works for him too, like during the podcast. So Jamie, is it Jamie?
Yeah, I think that's his producer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And does Joe Rogan record every day on this, or the same day every week?
I don't know what his release schedule looks like, but I know he's regular with it. What, 3 a week, something like that?
Well, Joe Rogan, unfortunately, we were too busy to get you on our episode 100.
Oh, I meant to tell you, he did contact me.
Oh, good. So we'll consider squeezing you in for episode 200.
Well, and he contacted me like right before 100, and I was like, Joe, you didn't really. It was like literally, it was like 2 minutes before, and I was like, you didn't really give us enough time, dude. So
yeah, and we have this other really cool Joe that's coming on, and we feel like we hit that Joe niche.
Yeah, we're all filled up on our Joes, is what I said. So we don't need Joe Rogan. So I don't know that we're gonna hear back from him, honestly.
Well,
and that might be
he wants to burn that bridge. I understand.
We're both a little disappointed that it had to end this way, but.
Okay, Zach. Next topic. We got to touch on it, although I know you didn't watch it, so this will be an easy transition. Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you heard a lot about it. I think they fucked up the season.
That's what I heard.
I think they had... It was like 7 seasons of foreplay.
Sure.
And then as soon as you get insertion, you blow your load.
Oh, shit, yeah. You're like, who's going to win the game? Oh, shit. No.
It all just happened.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy action, or it was a setup episode.
Right.
Crazy action episode. Setup episode.
Right.
Crazy action
episode. It's sort of what The Walking Dead did for so long.
Oh, yeah. I gave up on that a long time ago.
I stopped watching about 3-4 seasons back.
Yeah, they just ran out of good material, and they fucked themselves by not following the books. But we can talk about Walking Dead at different time,
sure,
because I'll go down a rant and it just won't be good. So people are disappointed in Game of Thrones. I wasn't angry. I think they fucked up the season. I was comfortable with how they ended it, even the stupidity and the times they contradicted themselves. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Man, speaking is hard, guys. And English is my only language. But as the Game of Thrones memes started, blossoming, mm-hmm. I started seeing this thing about Chernobyl, and that like HBO's apology for fucking up Game of Thrones was mm-hmm. Chernobyl.
Okay.
So I had some friends talking about it, and they were all talking about how good it was and how mm-hmm. crazy it is, and blah 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 blah. And so I thought I'd watch it, and mm-hmm. I was going into this thinking it was a documentary, mm-hmm. which I really wished it was. It is not a documentary, which I should have kind of known that from being on HBO.
Right.
Although HBO does do some like kind of documentary things, but
sure.
So it took me a couple episodes mm-hmm. to get in. Have you watched it? Have you started
watching it? I've heard
it?
about it. I have not. I don't have HBO Go or anything, so I don't.
You work in IT, Zach. There's solutions to all those problems.
Hey, Johnny, I follow all laws. Okay,
as you should. And that was a test, and you passed. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't have to report you to the MPAA.
Thank you. the Motion Picture Association of America can suck my balls.
Well, whoa.
Because I heard that their system for rating movies is pretty much just rigged.
Oh yeah, it is. It's super dumb, and it's very corrupt.
Yeah.
Fun fact: our alma mater SIFE team used to do work for the MPAA. I was maybe on that team lead. That's disappointing to know that I supported that corrupt organization, which I didn't realize was as fucked up until one, I thought about it and was like, man, we're doing a lot of free work for these people.
Yeah.
And then two, I took a cinema studies class as an elective and then found out about how fucked up the ratings are. Like, you can only have so many seconds of a woman's orgasm in a sex scene, but a dude can go full MacGruber and it'd be okay. I'm gonna shoot.
Oh my god, dude.
Which is probably the best movie orgasm.
That's where I am, dude.
Ever.
Yeah.
Absolutely ever. I was talking to someone and I made a MacGruber reference and they didn't get it. And I had to stop them for a second and was like, yo, have you seen MacGruber? And they were like, you mean MacGyver? I'm like, no, MacGruber. There's a very noticeable difference between the two. And they had not seen it.
For anybody that hasn't seen it, one of the most underrated movies.
What's the guy's name? Will Arnett?
No, not Will Arnett. It's
Will something, isn't it?
I think so. I'm blanking right now. He was on SNL.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Now you got me looking shit up, so don't mind my tippity tapping.
Insert Jeopardy music.
It is.
Jesus, you're the slowest Google machine I've ever seen.
Will Forte.
Basically Arnett, but with an F.
Yeah.
There's a T in there. Okay, I got that part right.
Yep, you got the fact that there is a T and an E.
I will take that. That's at least a 30% pass.
Yeah, dude.
Golden.
Yeah, so it's amazing that people haven't seen a movie like MacGruber. First of all, MacGruber originated from Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
And it was from the, not the early 2000s, but that group that came right after, like, Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And Will Forte, basically, it's a playoff of MacGyver. But the scenes are only like 30 seconds long. And it's MacGruber and his assistant lady, which is Kristen Wiig, and then somebody else is in the scene with him, usually the host of the show. And MacGruber's like, all right, we can do this, guys. We just need to keep our head on straight. And then he asks for a series of random things. Give me that paperclip and that bottle of ketchup and then whatever. And then he does something stupid and then the place blows up. Like that's the entire premise of the sketches on SNL. Like one of them, he was like, all right, hand me that glass and that tomato juice and that vodka and that celery stick. And
he loves celery sticks.
Yeah.
He keeps them in his butt cheeks.
Yeah. And he was like, she's like, what are you trying to do with all that stuff? And he was like, huh? And he turned around and he had a Bloody Mary and then it blew up. And then the shit blew up. Like, and that's just part of the ridiculousness. But just imagine that, but expand it out. Yeah.
With Ryan Phillippe.
Yeah, and who doesn't love Ryan Phillippe, dude?
He pretty good in that movie. I imagine, because that was like around where he was really peaking.
Uh-huh.
So I imagine they had to like, I'm surprised he took a role on like that, to be honest. Love that he did.
Yeah.
And it did set him up, 10 years later for Jack Ryan. Amazon.
True. Yeah.
Which is a really good show.
I have not seen it. I will have to watch it because I do like what's his face. I can't remember his name from The Office.
Who's from The Office in that? Oh shit! Oh, you're talking about. I got my shows mixed up.
Yeah, because I
Yes,
think Jack Ryan is.
John Krasinski.
Yeah, Jack.
Oh, you know what?
Ryan.
Oh, you know what Ryan Phillippe's in? It's not It's Showtime. I think. Shooter, the movie Shooter.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
where I fucked it up.
I feel better now because I thought I was losing my mind for a second, Johnny.
You
Don't you
kind of
hate those? Don't you hate those moments where you're like so sure of something that you're saying, and then somebody else is like, "Don't you mean this?" And then you have to deal with the repercussions.
Yeah. So
of
I had an
feeling
easy
awkward.
out.
Huh?
I just say brain injury, can't help it.
Sorry, man. CTE, dude.
Basically, TBI, man, can't help it. Who's gonna argue with you?
That's true.
Eh,
Traumatic
although
brain injury. Well, and especially if you like throw a couple like slurred words in, you know.
Yeah. So I have started using that as an excuse for just general stupidity,
Sure.
which could still be TBI related for the
Sure.
record.
Sure.
But my wife is starting to call me on it.
Nah, man. Just keep it rolling. But
John,
that's what.
why the fuck is there nachos all over the couch? TBI, babe. I can't help it. She's like, no, that is not. It's you
Well-
being a fat slob.
And eventually she's gonna be like, "You say that all the time," and he's like, You say, "I do,"
Ooh, I'm gonna use that.
and then that's how you play it off. But then you have to go see specialists, and then you gotta rope them in though too. You gotta get them on the same team so that you can.
That's
keep
if
the
you're
train
that's if
rolling.
you're faking it. But when you've already gone through that and it's medically documented, you're good to go.
All right. I had
to get my cat scanned. Okay.
You had to get your
numerous
cat
times.
scanned.
Yep, the old cat scanned.
How's the cat doing?
Yeah, it's got some bald patches, but we're okay.
Sure.
Core operating system's running. That's all that matters.
There it is, dude. So I have a couple things to bring up. Like literally, I have two items that were sitting in my
All right, let's do it.
chat thing to talk about.
Shoot.
So there's this Kuwaiti scientist
Oh, okay.
that
interesting.
claims that homosexuality can be cured with a suppository that kills semen-eating anal worms. Have you heard about this?
No, but I have so many questions.
So
How does it?
I'm gonna read a little bit.
All right.
A little bit real quick. It says,
Oh my
a
god.
Kuwaiti scientist claims she can cure homosexuality with a suppository that supposedly kills semen-eating anal worms. The Jerusalem Post reports that the Kuwaiti scientist is being promoted on Kuwaiti TV as having discovered a cure for homosexuality based on Islamic medicine.
Islamic medicine. Well, I mean, as soon as you say a cure for homosexuality,
Right.
my mind immediately hits the red flag of you're a
Sure.
fucking idiot.
Sure. Yeah.
2, I mean, I guess you could have gathered that. No offense, Middle East, but like, let's be real here. Kuwait scientist, this is the type of shit you're gonna get.
Sure. Sure.
Second, it's a woman, and everyone knows that.
Oh no, dude! What are you doing? What are you doing?
I was
Johnny.
gonna quote Anchorman, man. Come on.
Okay.
It's science. You wouldn't understand. Oh man! All right, that was an
God.
Anchorman quote.
Okay,
I
yeah,
am married
that was
to
close.
a scientist.
I know you are. That was close. Oh man, I felt like all of our female listeners had their fingers poised on the
Oh, they were. I was
on
gonna
the
get
unsubscribe
murked.
button.
I was gonna quote Anchorman, but whatever. Either way, so my first thoughts were okay. So wait, so this is an anal injection.
An anal
That-
suppository.
Yeah, a suppository. It's like a pill.
Correct. So you got to
That-
shove it in your butt to get rid of the homosexuality.
Which is not gay, but is part of gay sex.
Sure.
And then this suppository eats the worms that eat semen that has also been deposited into your butthole during some kind of sexual activity.
I guess. I don't know when the worms start
I'm
existing.
confused by the worms. Are they the gay worms? Are they maybe this is a dual discovery and they just haven't like sorted out the article where it should be Kuwaiti scientist through Islamic medicine discovers cause of homosexuality, subheading it's hyper gay worms that live in your butthole.
Yeah.
Next, section down,
Mm-hmm.
same Kuwaiti scientist figures out how to cure super gay anal worms with anal penetration.
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
That would maybe make a little more sense. Not saying it's right, just saying it would make more sense. But that title leaves me with so many questions. Like, what are these worms? Do I have worms in my butthole right now? Are they special gay worms? Or is the suppository the worms that eat the penis that's entering your butthole, and then that whole thing is a bad experience?
Huh. And
then do you just decide not to have anal sex, or do these worms swim up the pee hole of your partner's urethra, and then he doesn't want to have gay sex anymore because he's got pee hole worms,
right? Of course,
but then
who would want to do that?
You will still be gay, I guess. Even if you have pee hole worms, you're still going to be gay.
Sure.
You just maybe won't want to have gay sex, which is maybe how they're defining homosexuality.
Sure.
Man, I'm just breaking this down. I'm having a mind moment right here.
Yeah.
So then, if you're the person with the gay anal worms, you would still be gay or still want gay sex because they haven't penetrated your pee hole. Mm-hmm. So then you would have to penetrate someone else's bee hole who also has this medical treatment.
You don't have to. Pee hole isn't like pee hyphen hole, right? You don't have to say bee hyphen hole. You can just say say asshole, right?
Yeah, I know, but I like the pee hole and the bee hole.
Okay.
I was in a flow, Zach, and you fucked me up.
Sorry.
I was about to go on a classic Jonny rant. And I was
what? Keep it going. Sorry. So
it's gone now. Okay, the fleeting moment is gone. My soapbox melted. Anyways, this is an amazing article, and I feel like I need to read it. Is it bad? Is it bad that I kind of want to send it to some of my Muslim friends and be like, yo, granted, there's a lot of Christianity science. It's probably worse than this. Yeah. So maybe I won't.
Well,
that's a good point.
It's in your chat log if you want it.
Oh, beautiful. This comes back to a statement that I've made previously of all humans are just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
We are the worst things ever created. That's what I always say.
Yeah, so I'm going to continue reading here.
Okay.
She says, I discovered therapeutic suppositories that curb the sexual urges of boys of the third gender, as well as the fourth gender, which are butch lesbians. They have excessive...
Whoa. We need to break this down for a second. So this person who believes that homosexuality is a disease that can be cured by putting another creature in your asshole.
Correct.
Also supports the idea that there are more sexes than two genders.
I guess.
That's a very progressive anti-gay Islamic scientist who likes to put things in people's butts.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Okay, she's gained a little bit of credibility with me here.
Says, they have excessive sexual urges. By the way, this is science. This is in bold letters, so I assume this is the article of the...
It's real science if it's bold. That's like an official rule.
By the way, this is science, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Says, the sexual urge develops when a person is sexually attacked. So it's the... So being gay, being a homosexual, is the product of being sexually attacked all the time. Is what
I'm sorry I turned you into a homosexual, Zach.
Yeah. Hey, dude.
If anything, you should be thanking me because I've potentially doubled your odds of getting laid or finding a wonderful wife or husband, which you did. So congratulations, you're welcome.
I did.
Your marriage, your kids, all thanks to me.
Yep. She's my beard, even though I have a beard. You know, with Johnny's recent trip to Japan, I got to thinking I should really talk about an Audible audiobook that centers around Japanese culture. And what better to talk about in reference to that than Godzilla? That's right, the movie just came out. Haven't had a chance to see that yet, but they have the official movie novelization for Godzilla, King of the Monsters on Audible. It's by Greg Keyes. It's narrated by Michael Braun. It's 8 hours and 59 minutes long, and it's got a pristine 5-star rating right now. So go take advantage of that. I love Godzilla. I hope you love Godzilla. And Tip, friend of the podcast, Larry Hill, 2-time guest of this podcast, huge Godzilla fan. Yeah, he had all the movies. He had, just Godzilla, standard Godzilla. And then he had like Godzilla versus Mothra and all that stuff. I think there was even like a mini, like a small Godzilla or something like that. Larry, you could help me out with that probably. Anyway, head over to audibletrial.com/jumbled and take advantage of that audiobook, Godzilla King of the Monsters, the official movie novelization. But hey, if that doesn't tickle your fancy, feel free to choose from one of the 180,000 other titles on their website. They've got everything you could ever want in an audiobook, and we hope that you guys enjoy. But hey, we love you.
So this is another philosophical question for you.
Sure.
Are you gay if you have sex with another man, or is that just sex, or with another woman? Or is like being gay having more than just sexual feelings towards another person?
I think there's a difference between testing the waters and because it's a lifestyle, right? It's not like a one-time thing and you're labeled as something forever.
I don't know. They say if you suck a cock once, you're forever a cocksucker.
A sock cucker?
Sock cucker. I'm fucking strong
dude
today.
You're on a different level, man.
Fucking TBIs, man.
Yep. Okay, so it says the sexual urge develops when a person is sexually attacked, and afterwards it persists because there is an anal worm that feeds on semen. So apparently the anal worm is present in everyone. But you're only turned into a homosexual whenever that semen is ingested by the worm, and then the worm, I suppose, releases some sort of hormone that flips the gay switch.
So you got to feed your pet, your ass pet.
Yeah, feed your ass pet, dude.
Oh, and that so this scientist would define homosexuality purely on the sex part. So if you love another person, she's okay with that. I need to interview. Can we get this person on our podcast?
Yeah. Let's see here.
Does she have
Dr.
an email?
Miriam Al-Sohel.
Oh my God, Zach.
You know her.
No.
I thought you were gonna go. She is in the office next to me.
Oh my God, that'd be fucking mind blowing. But
all this time, talk to her at the coffee pot, dude. I can't believe it.
We need to find a way to get this lady on our podcast.
Can you imagine?
I am going into deep. Okay, Jumble podcast listeners. I know there's a few of you who are extremely dedicated and go into things that we say on this podcast.
Sure.
Zach, I want you to post on Facebook this article and on Instagram. And those super committed listeners, I want you to fucking dig into this person. And if you can find me an email or a phone number, a legitimate email or phone number for this person, I will donate $50 to a charity of your choice.
Boom. Putting his money where his mouth is. Dude, that I have a feeling that podcast would just end with her shouting some sort of Kuwaiti obscenities and then
Probably.
hanging up.
Or us butt fucking. This is how we picture this. Oh my God, Zach.
Your mind just got blown, dude. Your TBI is inflamed right now.
Oh
dude.
my God. Okay, here's what's going to happen. So I will come to Kansas City for this interview.
Okay.
Because you don't have your passport yet.
Yeah.
Because you're a fat, lazy piece of shit. I have not forgotten about that.
No.
And then we will do the joint video podcast from your house. But prior to, we will rock, paper, scissors for who will be the top and who will be the bottom. And our pitch to this doctor is come on to our world famous podcast.
Okay.
We want to prove your science right. Here's the scientific method of I'm straight. Zach, are you straight? Yeah, I'm definitely straight. We're both married. We will have anal sex. Feed one of our anal worms. We'll let it sit for, I don't know, whatever the gestation period is of the anal worm.
I think it's pretty much immediate, dude.
Okay, so immediately after, then we'll do the quiz again of,
Well, you got to think.
are you gay? And be like, yeah, I'm definitely gay. Fuck me harder, baby. And then we have a passionate moment of lovemaking because we're now both gay. And then we insert the suppository, which probably, I bet you, is like an immediate response rate.
Yeah.
Then we go through that period of time, and then we try and have sex again. It just clearly won't work because we've been cured. And this is how we get this lady on our podcast, and we make about $100,000 on Pornhub.
Yeah, and in the process, she earns her. Oh God, what's the achievement? What
Nobel Peace Prize.
She gets a Nobel Peace Prize because she figured it all out, dude. Oh my God.
There needs to be a Nobel Peace Prize satire that's like run by the people who do the Nobel Peace Prize, who are like, let's just find the fucking stupidest shit ever and we'll have a different prize, but play it off like it's better than the Nobel Peace Prize.
Right.
Like, yo, we've created this new level. These Nobel guys, girls, they're great. They're smart, but we know that science is going to the next level, and now we have the Nobel Peace Prize for all these women and men who've done XX and X and XX videos.com. Now we have this next layer that they strive to be at, and it's this prize. We'll figure out the name.
Yeah.
And then we give it to this lady, and it becomes this funky inside joke that only certain people know about.
No, but I say we take it to the next level because here's what we do. We make it look like an actual statue. Mm-hmm. Right? But it's got a mechanism to it, right? So it's on a timer. So the moment the presenter releases, like hands over the thing, there's a button, a hidden button that he releases that starts the timer. All right. So the person is presenting and thanking everybody. And then in the middle of it presenting, the ball starts to spin and then the sides come down and inside a single turd.
Oh, a turd is good. I was thinking just a middle finger, just
just a single turd.
Just a turd.
Just
I was
a
going to say,
turd right
can
in
the
the middle.
statue be in honor of the first recipient of this currently unnamed award, Dr. Lady from Kuwait, and the statue is just you and I boning man to man.
Oh, God, dude.
Oh. Okay, seriously, I'm all down for this plan.
I will post
First
the
step,
stuff. I will
Jumbled
post the
listeners, find me this person's email, phone number, home address, mailing address, P.O. box, linked. Ooh, maybe I'll look her up on LinkedIn. Ooh.
Yeah, dude. Well, you've got all the info now.
Oh my God. Okay, keep going. Okay, so it
So
cures
it
it
says,
somewhat instantly by killing the gay anal worm.
Yeah, so it says, so what I did was to produce suppositories which are to be used on certain people at a certain time, and it cures those urges by exterminating the worm that has always existed inside of everybody's asshole. It exists. It's there right now in your asshole, in my asshole,
Yeah, his name is Franklin.
in my children's assholes. Like there's a worm that is just sitting dormant, waiting. It says, exterminating the worm that feeds on sperm. The ingredients are the same for both sexes, but I made them in different colors.
Oh, good.
Got them in different colors.
I'm assuming the boys is blue, or is it pink because it's reversed?
Yeah, I don't know. We start the patient on a balanced diet when the treatment begins. It is a balanced diet of bitter, sour, salty, and sweet foods in order to cleanse the body of poisons. Okay? So it's all making sense right now. Like the science it's all adding up right now. The diet for the third gender, the male ones, consists of foods that increase their masculinity and build muscle. So we're talking proteins, we're talking whey protein. They're making shakes all the time, dude.
Monster energy drinks.
Monster
There's a
energy.
bunch of Kyles running around.
Yep. And I think there's probably, and she doesn't say this, but there's probably some Axe body spray that is also included in this.
Yes, absolutely. So she kind of answered a question that was going to be my next question was, but maybe this also answers or starts another question of, okay, hypothetically speaking, scientific method, we have not tested this, so we don't scientifically know that it's wrong from our own observation.
Uh-huh.
We know it's wrong, but from our own observation.
Yeah.
This could make sense, hypothetically speaking, in a really crazy, fucked up, stupid, ridiculous world where any of this actually makes sense for men.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does she not understand how female to female sex works?
I don't know. If she doesn't understand it.
Listen, ladies, if there's any jumbled listeners out there who have experimented with or professionals at women on women sex, I would really, really, really like to know how you manage to get your semens into another woman's butthole to feed your gay worm.
Yeah, because it's got to be there, and you have to be replenishing it. And the fact that you don't like men,
clearly you got a big old
quandary.
What if you like both? Is that like an infant worm? Like it hasn't fully taken control yet?
Maybe, or like a confused one.
Know
maybe.
What I'm thinking about right now. Did you ever see the show Stargate?
I've seen parts of it.
So the little worm that lives in like the whatchamacallit guys. That's what I'm imagining. Yeah. But instead of coming out of the chest, it comes out of your butthole, just like.
Yeah. 100%. Except
I am legitimately concerned for the sake of humanity, knowing that there's people out there that believe in this stuff.
Yeah. Well,
and that this got published.
And this person was on their Kuwaiti TV. Like, there's a video that goes with this.
I just want to say oh my god, I'm going to watch this video.
Yep.
I'm surprised that they have TVs there.
Yeah. I mean, she looks like she.
I opened the link to send it to a friend, and she looks like what you would imagine this person would look like.
Sure. Yeah. She's not wearing like a lab coat. She's not an actual scientist.
No, I just mean I don't know. Like she just looks hateful.
Yes, very hateful.
Maybe
and she's
I'm
wearing
projecting.
She's wearing stripes as well, which is very off-putting for a scientist to be wearing stripes on TV.
Yeah. If you want to gain any credibility in this world, if you're a scientist or a doctor, if late night infomercials have taught me anything, you gotta have a white lab coat that's monogrammed, and then that's how I know you're legit.
Yeah. Otherwise, how do we know?
Exactly.
How would we know? So that's basically it.
What a mind-blowing experience you just shared with us. For the record, for all of our listeners, Zach and I absolutely do not agree with this person. And though we have made a bit out of it,
Yeah.
your situation is not funny in the sense that these people exist. So I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Zach and I, we're here with you.
Yeah.
And we're going to prove it by bringing this person on
and having and boning each other.
And boning to the best of our abilities.
You know what? And then the next week we're just gonna sit on some little the little donuts, the little therapeutic donut things, and we're gonna just fucking act like it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, because one, there's nothing wrong if it did happen, and two,
our butt worms are gone. So
I see now I feel bad. Like, what if I do have a butt worm? I gotta name him. I gotta feed him. Do you house them? Do you walk your butt worm? Like, do you do squats?
Do you think that butt worm hates you when you eat like McDonald's and shit?
Oh man, my butt worm definitely hates me after my diet this weekend.
You're not on good speaking terms with your butt worm?
No, I'm pretty sure I maybe have self-cured the gay butthole worm.
You killed it.
Based on how my butthole smelled this weekend, there's something dead in there. And that something is big. And with that, we just solved the great mystery of the weekend.
Dude, I'm so glad I brought this up. Oh, shit, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. All right, Johnny, what did you have to talk about other than Game of Thrones?
I don't even remember. I'm just pleased that we solved the great mystery from this weekend.
Thank goodness.
So I was away in British Columbia for a friend's bachelor party.
Yeah.
And I brought a lot of meat. Because
that's
like kind of how I like to show real edible meat.
Oh, okay.
Animal meat, not just my genitalia.
Okay.
So my friend who's getting married, he used to be a big meatitarian with me.
Okay.
And then he started dating a vegetarian, and now he lives pretty vegetarian/vegan. But when he comes on vacations with us now, he goes on veg break.
He goes on veg break, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we just try and stuff him full of meat and things that he's missing out on, which in his, it's not even a defense, but so for example, Allie has been transitioning to vegetarian, and she typically cooks while I'm at the gym, and then I clean after, when I get home. And I'm not going to complain if she makes me dinner. So if she doesn't cook meat, I just don't eat meat, and I survive. I do miss it, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, my wife is making me a delicious meal, and I'm not ever going to complain about that delicious meal.
Right.
I appreciate it greatly. So I feel like some of that was the same position, and then your body just gets used to it, and you start transitioning away from meat, and it's no big deal. But for his bachelor party, I brought about 30 pounds of meat.
Okay.
For 10 guys.
Jesus.
For 3 days.
Okay, so that's a pound a day for everybody?
Not even. It would say 2 days, because we had full day. We got there Thursday night. And then we had Friday and Saturday, and then we left Sunday morning.
Okay, so pretty much
on
2 days.
On top of everything else that everyone brought for themselves.
Right. Wow.
And I brought my smoker. And I smoked deer. I smoked chicken. I smoked the biggest pork butt ever. And when I got it from my butcher, I was like, hey, what do you have for pork butts? And she brought out this thing that I don't even remember how much it weighed, but it cost me a shit ton of money. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, it's kind of fatty, but like whatever. Pork butt's not bad when it's fatty, because I was going to do it like barky. And she's like, I was like, I'll take it. She's like, oh, well, it's 2. You just want the 1? And I was like, no, I want the whole thing. And she's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. She's like, how? For what? I was like, oh, I'm bringing it on the weekend to smoke for a bachelor party. She's like, is there going to be like 25, 30 people there? was like, no, 10. She's like, okay, do you still want all this other meat that you picked out? And I was like, yeah, for the bachelor party. And she's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, of course I'm sure.
Lady, I'm trying to buy all of the meats that you have right now.
Yeah, I would like one of everything. That's basically what I did. I walked in there, sole purpose, pork butt. Sole purpose. That's all I wanted.
Right.
I bought jerky. I brought 2 pork butts. I bought a full chicken. I bought a box of chicken breasts. Like, I just went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Don't regret it at all.
You somehow got some water buffalo in there, too.
They do have buffalo, actually.
Do they?
Yeah. That's quite common up here in the Great White North.
No, but I said water buffalo.
Oh,
you
water
You missed
buffalo.
that part.
Oh, I'm sure you could find it somewhere. But yeah, so the weekend consisted of me just eating basically straight meat for 2.5 days.
Yeah.
And a bag of grapes. About four giant. That's had to get something green in me, okay? Sure. And I had a little bit of coleslaw one night. It balanced it out.
Yeah.
And I had 1 snap pea.
That single snap pea.
Yep.
Did it, dude.
Nailed it. About 4 bags of candy.
Of course.
Sour Patch Kids. Tropical. Highly recommend.
I like anything tropical.
Swedish berries. Fuzzy peaches. Sour gummy worms. 2 bags of chips.
Okay.
A bag of chocolate almonds.
Okay. Your intestines just sound like a fucking disaster. Like what I'm hearing you just ate over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
It's a disaster, dude.
Maybe a little bit of marijuana here and there. Maybe.
Hey, you know what?
It's legal. About 40 cans of bubbly.
40 cans of bubbly, okay.
Which is soda water. Don't drink. Did not drink at this bachelor party.
There you go.
And then basically anything else I saw that was on a table.
Very good.
And I had the worst gas I have ever had in my entire life.
Just painful or volume?
Not painful. Oh, you know what might have really tipped it over too? Was my buddy brought this hot sauce. It's called Magnum 357. It's like 40,000 times hotter than a jalapeno.
Sure.
And I ate some of it. And we know I love hot stuff, but we also know my stomach cannot handle it. Surprisingly, I almost died when I ate it. It was delicious, but it was hot. I drank about 1 liter of chocolate milk to try and calm my mouth down. So now that I think about it, I put this hot sauce, this chocolate milk, a bunch of soda water, all on top of candy and smoked meat, all while running around and doing activities. I understand why my stomach was jacked up. Plus, just coming back from Japan and eating all the crazy foods there. Needless to say, my body is real confused.
Yeah, you've put your body through the works, dude.
Yeah, my body's a temple, and I worship it.
It's the temple of just random foods right now, huh?
I had room-clearing farts, Zach. Not even like little, not even like monster like farts that smell. I'm talking, I would let a little puff. Like, I'm like, oh, my tummy's grumbling. And just a little puff, like, just a little. And
yeah.
you know when you fart and it's like so hot and burny?
Yeah.
They were all those. And you just know those ones are going to be the bad ones.
Uh-huh.
And I feel so bad because so many people were just like gagging. And I was dying laughing with this new superpower that I've come up with. I'm surprised they didn't vote me off the island there.
Very good, dude.
But yeah, so that was my weekend. Sunday night, I get home, step on the scale after my shower, and Allie comes in and she looks down and she goes, "Whoa, hope you don't have a fight coming up soon because you got some work ahead of you." And I was like, fuck. 15 pounds, baby. We'll lose it in a couple weeks. No big deal.
Yeah, man. You'll, you know what? You'll get trim before you know it, dude.
Well, I got to cut down before I go to Denver and see Wally, because he will not let me live down if I get fat again. So
yeah.
Oh,
you got something to work towards.
Yeah, I do. I'll get there. I'll be, mark my words of the great Jonny.
Okay.
I was 221 Sunday night.
Okay.
Don't know what I'm at right now, but I bet you by next Sunday I am at least 215.
Okay.
And by the Thursday that I fly out to Denver, I will be back at 212. So
okay, that's where you started.
I was about 210-ish.
Okay.
I think, because I had gained a little bit of weight. I was
Yeah.
usually sitting around 205, and then I got tired of, I just got stressed, and then I went up. I was sitting at 210 for a little while, which is a comfortable weight for me. It's like manageable.
Sure.
But after Denver, because I'm probably going to have a blowout in Denver. I'm going to say I'm not going to have a blowout in Denver, but I'm going to have a blowout in Denver.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut to 199.
You can do it, dude.
That's the goal. 199. I'm going to have to recruit my boy Larry.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Speaking of Larry, I don't know if you saw, he got in a fight with a kitchen knife. Did you see his picture?
I did. He got right jacked up.
Yeah, but you know the thing about Larry, and you know it's anybody that's listened, he's a very motivated guy. He was in the gym the next day, working out with his wrapped up hand.
Of course.
He like laceration with a knife, not even just like a little cut. Like it was an open wound. Like it was so bad that Facebook covered the picture.
Yeah,
you know how they
I saw
throw the little
that.
filter over it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, this picture might be unsuitable to look at.
Yep. It was pretty gnarly. It
Yeah.
was gnar.
No.
But you know, he's not gonna be a guy to slow down. That's not gonna stop him.
Nope. Can't stop, won't stop, dude.
Can't stop, won't stop. Gotta make the booty drop, party rock, something cock. Oh, that escalated, Zach. God.
Yeah, it did.
You got okay. One more thing we got to talk about.
Okay.
I know you're fixing to leave here shortly. Have you been watching the NBA Finals?
I'm gonna lie and say yes.
Oh my god! Do you even know who's in the finals right now?
It's like the Bucks.
You're dead to me.
And I think it's like the no. So it's the Utah Jazz and the Philadelphia 76ers. I knew it, dude.
I swear to God, I'm gonna
Karl Malone versus Allen
fuck
Iverson,
you
dude.
so hard.
Karl Malone versus Allen Iverson. They both came out of retirement just to get out on the court. One, you know what? And he's even got Karl Malone even brought John Stockton with him, and he's still wearing the little shorts.
The baby shorts.
Yeah, he's still wearing the little shorts.
I just spilt my buble everywhere, Zach.
You're welcome. I made you giggle.
All
I
right.
haven't been.
It's the Raptors, Toronto Raptors,
Okay.
and Golden State Warriors.
Of course, it's the Warriors. Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
and Toronto leading the series 3-1 in Game 5 right now, live. 6 minutes left. Raptors are only down by 4. They could win it for the first time ever in Toronto. It's insane. Wrap this bitch up. I gotta go catch the most important time of this game.
How many dunks does Vince Carter have?
I swear to fucking God, Zach. Wrap this up.
All right, guys.
Or I'm going to extra
Johnny,
feed your gay anal worm.
you were probably already going to do that anyway. All right, guys. It's been really fun. If you want to follow us on social media, do that at Jumbled Podcast everywhere. Keep listening wherever you are, but head over to iTunes, give us a rating and review. It helps out a lot. We want to get some new advertisers on here, so help us get that done. Go over to patreon.com/jumbled, pay $500, get us an address. Go to audibletrial.com/jumbled, get your free 30-day trial and a free audiobook. If you want to send us any emails, that'd be jumbledpodcast@gmail.com or johnny.jumbled@gmail.com. Again, go through the catalog of Jumbled episodes and find little Johnnyisms, and we'll put a book together, and you'll get a cut of the profits. Johnny said so.
Yep, and if you find me that person's contact information, $50 to a charity of your choice.
There you go. All right, guys. Johnny's got somewhere to be. I've got somewhere to be. And we appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next week for another episode of Jumbled, your favorite podcast.
About science.
Bye.
It's science!